It's been a while since I've done one of these. I apologize in advance if I seem unorganized. 10 months after burying my daughter, I've now also lost my one and only brother. It really makes you wonder, how much is the human heart supposed to endure? I spent a lot of time sitting on this dock after Allie died. I mean a lot of time. My brother's death has pushed me right back into those very dark days. It was quite jarring to be on the other side of that phone call. We used the same funeral home for his service that we did hers. Just the smell of that place took me back to the second hardest day of my life. Maybe this is just how life is from now on. The people I love will just keep dying. What an awful realization. At the very least, I believe Steve and Allie are together now. I'm jealous in a way. I believe that my reward for enduring this will be to see them again. I sure hope so anyway. Going through my brother's belongings has been very difficult, but also cathartic. Seeing how he lived his life, seeing the magnitude of his struggles firsthand, it's been very eye-opening. It's made me tremendously proud of him. I don't think I would have been able to carry all of that for as long as he did, but then again, here I am, carrying this terrible thing, walking alongside grief. I suppose we do what we must. My brother was my best friend growing up. We did everything together. He was my only sibling and we're only 18 months apart in age. I reflect on growing up in the 90s alongside him with absolute fondness. Riding our bikes across town, swimming in the river on warm summer days, collecting and building Lego sets. My parents gave us a golden childhood, one that I'll always be grateful for. Many of my childhood pastimes have had a resurgence in my life. Spending time in nature and building Legos have helped me cope with the hardships the last year has handed me. I guess they remind me of a simpler time, a time before I knew this ugly world of hurt existed. Just like with my daughter, my brother died too young. He was a month away from turning 35. Both he and Allison missed out on so much of the splendor that life has to offer. Now I know that life is not all good. For many of us, it's, well, pretty lousy a majority of the time. And as I've said before, I think that's part of the point. If life was good all the time, we wouldn't appreciate the good moments nearly as much. Now, I know that's a bit of a platitude, especially for those of you watching who are struggling. Don't read too much into the senseless ramblings of a heartbroken man. My point is that I'm grieving more than just the loss of my daughter and brother. I grieve the lives we were supposed to have but never will. Those of you who have lost a loved one will understand what I mean. Grief has settled upon my life like a thick veil of dust covering an old, abandoned room. Though I can still see enough of the room, my life, to recognize it as my own, it's become dull, gray, and melancholy. Will my zeal for life ever return? Probably not, but that's okay. I've accepted it for what it is and am grateful for what I've been given. If there's anything I've learned on this journey with grief, it's that grief is unavoidable. Every human will, at some point, lose someone they love, and when they do, the love for who they lost transforms into grief. And as dark and scary and painful as that grief can be to feel, you have to feel it. Don't try to bury it with distractions or substances. Don't keep it tucked away in the corner of your heart without letting it out. There is no getting past grief, only coexisting with it. So let yourself feel it. Make room in your heart for it. Your grief is your love. As painful as it is, you have to let yourself feel it. So wear it proudly, openly, and without shame. If not for yourself, then for the honor and memory of the loved ones you've lost. I love you, bro. Keep an eye on Allie until I get there. Thank you for watching. As always, be patient, be kind, and love yourself. See you soon.